Now let's talk about protecting pages. And before we launch into it, just remember, I know we only just covered it, privacy rules. Privacy rules are the only proper way to protect data. You should not be using page rules to protect data. The data should not even leave the server if it needs to be protected. Page rules are helpful if you want to protect UI or you want to protect certain buttons or just certain interfaces in your app, but they should not be used to protect data. So how do we set this up? Well, we've got an index page. Now, most commonly, if you are building a bubble app, you want your index page to be public because either it is going to be on your root domain like example.com. This is your homepage effectively. This is where you put your marketing material. Or as is more commonly advised, or at least I advise, you should put your bubble app on a subdomain. So it would be like app.example.com, but you're still going to want that subdomain's homepage to be indexed, and you'll probably put like a registration or login form there. But what you might have is something like, let's add in a page, and I'm saying dashboard. Now, we only want logged in users to access this dashboard. And if, for example, a logged in user copies the URL, sends the URL to their friends, we don't want them to access this page. We just want them to be straight away booted to, say, the login page where they'd be prompted to log in or register. So let's set this up. And there are some right and wrong ways to do this. I'm going to show you the right ways, which are, well, I'll show you the wrong way first. Page is loaded, and then we'd say navigate to page, and we'd say index, and we could say, for example, here a conditional current user is logged out. Now, who can spot the issue here? Well, I'm going to tell you. The issue is we don't want the page to load and then to check that the user is logged out and then to move them. We want to set up a redirect at the earliest possible stage so that they kind of bounce off the page and they get taken to the page we want to send them to. So instead, we would do something like here, much more direct. User is logged out, and we would say go to page, and we'd say index. Okay, that's the proper way to do it. Now, what could be really handy, and I think I'll just insert this in here as a really good tip, is we could have, in fact, if I delete this, what if we add in a header bar? So let's add this in. I'm going to give it a garish color so that it stands out. Because what we really don't want to do is forget to protect a page that should be protected. So this is what I like to do. I like to create a header or a sidebar that is a reusable element. So I'm going to right click on it and say convert to reusable element, say header. It's lost my background for some reason. Let's put that back in. Okay, so we're now here under reusable elements. We were on dashboard. I'm going to delete this because it's not actually our reusable element. It was the template used to create this. But I can put workflows on this reusable element. So I can say when user is logged out, navigation, go to page, index. And now what I can do is on dashboard, I can put my header reusable element on the page. So my workflow is nested up in my reusable element. And as long as I have this header, like for my logged in users header, as long as I put that everywhere in my app that I only want accessible to my logged in users, I can be confident that the workflow that's in the reusable element is going to run wherever I put that element. So there you go. That is how to protect pages. See you in the next video.